Hi guys, so in today's video I'm going to be teaching you how to make moi moi. After this video you're not only going to know how to make moi moi but how to wrap it in that leaf like a pro. Let's get cooking. The first thing I'm going to teach you how to do is wash your beans, and I'm going to show you how to do this two ways. For those of us that don't have access to a food processor, there is a way you can do it manually, and there are so many other methods to do this. So these two I'm showing you aren't the only options available. Personally, I prefer to use honey beans. Now that may not be best practice, but honey beans is a sweet beans, which means that you have already started by making your beans or your moi moi sweet by using the honey beans option. Although honey beans is a bit more pricey, but if you can afford it, I recommend that you use it. In Yoruba they call it oloyin. Oloyin. Anyways, you're going to take these beans and you're going to turn it into your bowl, and we're going to put some water in it. Somebody probably wants to say, Hilda, you're using bottled water to wash beans. Because I can. So this is our grater, and these are the four sides, but once again you're going to use the tiniest part of the grater because this is the sharpest. So you're going to take this grater, put it into this bowl, and you're going to do this. Now what you are doing is using the grater to take off the brown bits from the moi moi. Can you see that? So you're just going to keep repeating this until you can see that all the brown is off the beans. Okay, so it's been a few minutes and I just want to show you what I was. Can you see that the brown is off the beans? So you can, if you from your observation, if you notice that you still have a lot of brown beans, you just keep repeating the process. You just want to keep doing that. So come with me to the sink so that we can wash or rinse off the beans. Yeah, so here what you're going to do is you're going to put water. You guys can see I'm using tap water now. And the reason why you want to do that is you want the shaft to float on the top. That is why you're using a lot of water. Okay, so that's what we've been doing when we smoke. Your sieve, right? You are now going to sieve through. See that as we've sieved it, we have some of the shaft, but clearly we're not done. So you're going to keep repeating the process like this. So you can see the more water we put, the more shaft we're letting go of. And while at it, you can even run it, like that. So you're getting rid of more brown. Okay, you see you feel it's going. So guys, I'm done washing the beans, and this is the finished product. How to extract it using your food processor or your blender. You can actually do this with both items. So you're just going to open your food processor, put your beans inside. Please make sure that your beans is already picked though. So these beans, I have already picked it. You're going to put a little water. So in this one, you're not putting so much water, just a little bit. So what you're doing is almost like you're blending the beans, but you're not. So this process sort of takes off the back, just like the grating. Keep doing this until you're comfortable with how much of the back has come off. Yeah, so personally I'm okay with where we're at with the beans. We're now going to transfer it into this bowl, and you need to just repeat the same rinsing process I showed you with this manual one, and once you're done, you're going to have the exact same result. Next thing we're going to be doing is boiling the fish, and what I have here is Titus fish. And the reason why we opt for using Titus fish when we're making moi moi is because the flavor of the Titus fish is actually very strong and it marries very well with the beans. Okay, so in my pot I'm going to start by going in with some water, putting in my Titus fish. For seasoning, I'm using my Gino pepper chicken. You can also substitute for the Gino Asun seasoning cubes. We're adding in some pepper. And someone is probably wondering, why are you adding this thing whole? The reason why is because I'm still going to blend it with the beans. I want to show you how to prep your leaf. So this is how we purchased it in the market. You pick up the leaf, and this is the front, this is the back. Now from the back inside, somewhere around, you know, the middle or just below the middle, I'll say this is even the middle because this part is lighter, you're going to do this. And please just pay attention and carefully you're going to just pull. See what I'm doing? See, my hand is here, right? And you're going to take that out. The reason why you're taking this out is because you don't want it to be difficult for you to fold your moimoi leaf, and then you can cut off this excess. You see these stems that we have taken off, even the excess that you may have cut from this base, you're not going to throw it away, because we're going to take these stems and we are going to put it at the base of the pot when we are making our moimoi, okay? And this is the most important part when you're making moimoi, the batter. And I'm just going to walk you through the ratio, because that is where some of us tend to miss it and make a mistake. So for your beans, you want to have 65% of the beans, which means that the beans pretty much takes up the largest quantity of the batter, right? Now, after the 65% of the beans, right, you're going to use your rodo, which is your habanero pepper. This habanero pepper should be just 5%. The reason why is because you don't want your moimoi to be too spicy. The next thing that you want to put is your bawa. So between bawa and tatashe, one is cayenne pepper, one is paprika. Right? This one adds more flavor and sweetness, while this one adds color and spice. So I'm going to also tell you something very, very important. When you are making moimoi, you need a lot of onions, and I'll break it down. It's just like when you're making porridge beans, you actually use a lot of onions to make the beans because you're trying to sweeten the beans. The onions, that formula still applies when you are making moimoi. But some people would make a large portion of beans and just use maybe 1 onion ball or 1.5 onion ball. Your moimoi is not going to come out very delicious because you did not get that ratio right. Now, to prepare your tatashe and your bawa, you want to take out the seeds, right? And I'm going to explain why. Because if you don't take out the seeds from your bawa, your moimoi is going to be spicy. It will be red though, but it's going to be spicy, right? If you don't take out the seeds from your tatashe, your moimoi is going to be bitter. The seeds from the tatashe make it bitter. My beans, I'm going to go in with my pepper. I'm going to go in with my bawa. Let's go in with my tatashe. Is when you're selecting these things, make sure you're selecting the ones that are red. Remember I said you need a lot of onions when you are making your moimoi. Yeah, when you're ready to go in. I'm going to add in my meat stock or my fish stock without my pepper and onions that was in there before. For seasoning, I'm still using my Gino pepper chicken, and because I don't want to have that mistake where there's like probably seasoning bits that did not fully dissolve, I'm going to be blending my seasoning with the batter. Add a little bit more water. Water for your beans, I recommend that you add as you go. So don't start with too much, just a decent amount, you know, would suffice. Now we blend. So it's been about 3 minutes and our batter is ready. We're going to transfer. We have our butter here. I'm going to be melting my whipped butter. I'm just going to put that in the microwave for another 40 seconds or less. So I want you to pay attention to the consistency of this butter. You can see that it is not too thick and at the same time it is not runny, because when you make your butter too runny, what happens is it is going to take forever to cook, and even as it is taking forever to cook, the consistency of the moimoi is not going to be nice. It's just going to look somehow, and if your butter is too thick, your moimoi is going to be hard. Okay, remember that I had already put my Gino pepper chicken when I was blending it. I also used my fish stock to blend the beans. So I tasted this, and trust me, the taste is perfect. It doesn't need anything else. But if you taste it and you feel like it needs a little bit more seasoning, by all means feel free to adjust it. This is actually the perfect time for you to adjust it, and then whisk it as much as possible so that your seasoning is perfectly incorporated inside. I am now going to be adding in my Gino curry. And somebody say, hey Jesus, curry inside moimoi. Yes, you can actually add curry inside moimoi. Some people add things like crayfish. Personally, because crayfish tends to dry things out, and the flavor is so strong, it's so pungent, and I don't want that flavor in my moimoi, I would opt not to add crayfish in this. But if you prefer, by all means do that. But please, I would recommend that you try this recipe just the way I have shown you. And if you taste it and it does not blow your mind, come back and drag me in the comment section. Now me talk. Why did you start using butter to make moimoi? I tried it one day, and honestly the flavor elevated, like it married well with the with the beans, with the butter, and it just made the flavor and even the texture of the moimoi more buttery, more fluffy. And ever since then it has sort of been my practice. But if you can't afford it, by all means, see, you can use vegetable oil. It's not by force. And the absence of this does not mean that if you follow this recipe with vegetable oil, your moimoi is going to come out absolutely amazing. I promise you. And when you add this in, you just want to mix the butter. Please, I hope that I'm not confusing you. Butter has perfectly mixed with the batter, and we are good to go. Into the batter, I'm going to be adding the deboned Titus fish that I boiled earlier. And I also use corned beef, but feel free to substitute this for anything else. I'm not using my whisk anymore. When you're making moimoi and you want to put corned beef inside, corned beef is quite salty, right? So you want to adjust the seasoning such that it is not too spicy, it's not too salty before the corned beef goes in. So we are now going to just see, we're not going to over mix it. Before we wrap the moimoi, I'm going to quickly prepare the pot, and to do that we are going to start by taking those our stems from the moimoi leaf. So this sort of creates a distance between the moimoi and the base of the pot. So even if the water dries, the moimoi is not going to burn. At least before it starts burning, you would have gotten alerted and come to check it. I'm going to wash my hands and then I'll come back. Hands are clean. Please focus, because this thing we're about to do now is serious business. When you want to wrap your moimoi, you take the small leaf, you place it on top of the large leaf, then you are going to angle the leaf like this. But like you want to do fan. It's as if you want to use this leaf now to fan yourself. When you do like this, you now do like this. To be sure that you've done it well, just fan yourself like this. Maybe they should say it don't work. Then you now start. Look at my hand, pay attention. You pick up this edge, you fold it like this. You've created the base, right, for that your cone. You will now continue. Can you see? And as you're continuing, your hand needs to be supporting the movements like this. So you continue and you go. You continue to go. You see am? You see say our cone don dey form. You continue again. You see am? You continue again until we have completely wrapped the cone. See am? See am? Sisi mia, sisi mia, sisi mia. Kwang kwang kwang, kwang 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 kwang. We have gotten it. Now somebody probably wanted to ask me, why do you need to angle the leaf? Can you see how we have the big leaf here and the small leaf directly opposite it? That is why you are angling the leaf, right? Now, as we have done this our cone now, we need security. We need to secure our investment. So we are now going to come on the base here and we will fold this one so that when you pour your butter inside, it will not fall out here. You understand? Yeah. And we will fold this one so that when you pour your butter inside, it will not fall out here. You understand? So you need to secure that your butter even further. So you fold it like this, press it down, press am well. Then you will now hold it. Now you wrap am now, make you hold am like this with your full chest. Then look me well. If they look me, take your butter. This your beautiful butter that you have done. You will now put it inside the cone. Can you see? Take your butter, put it inside the cone. Then we will take that our half egg that we cut. You know, say this regime is tough. You know, if they use full egg, they do moi. So for this half egg, you will come put the half egg inside. So you will do this. Do your hand like this. You see? You do that. When you do this, you are now going to make almost like a triangle. You go like this. You go like this. Did you see it? You see am? You now fold it once again. Look at it. Look at it. No devil can make your moimoi to pour away when you wrap it like this. You now place it inside the pot. I do hope that with these few points of mine, I have been able to show you how to wrap your moimoi leaf. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm on my very last one. What I will do is I'll take 2 leaves, place. Right. The reason why I put the leaf to cover the moimoi before I add the water is I don't want to take chances. Let water go and enter inside my batter. I don't want that. So you pour over the leaves like this. So we'll cover this in. I want to show you, I told you I was going to show you how you can bake your moimoi, right? When you want to bake your moimoi, honestly, the consistency of my batter was just right. So I actually don't need to do anything. The only thing I'm going to do is add 1 raw egg. And in case you are wondering, it just allows it to form better. Okay? So you're going to mix your batter with the egg. I have a tiny bread loaf and I'm going to be using this. So inside this, I'm going to spray my butter spray to the base of my pan. I'm just going to add my eggs, this, place it in the oven. See, it's also going to take this about 30 minutes. So timer is set. I'm going to come back and show you the finished product for our steamed moimoi and our baked moimoi. It's been over 50 minutes and I can tell you with full confidence that our moimoi is ready. So we're going to pick one up and I'll start by doing that. So now I will say this is the hour of reckoning. All right. So guys, and this is just fresh off the heat. It hasn't had time to sit, to rest. Just take a look at that. You like them? Moimoi is ready as well, but just in case you're wondering, how do I check? This is how you check. So you use, this is a skewer. You can use the skewer and stab into, and just like cake, if it comes out clear, it means that your moimoi is done. Let me take it out. Yeah.